Hi folks, my name is Pat Moore, and today I'd like to demonstrate how to make a professional grade bowstring. We'll cover the basic important requirements and the tools and techniques that you'll use to make a top quality bowstring. Before we get started, let's review the tools that we're going to need building our bowstring. We'll need a tape measure to ensure that the string is the right length. We'll need something to cut off the strands with. I use a utility knife. A pair of pliers to pull your strings tight and keep your knots tight. A lighter to help to melt down the tag ends of your serving thread after you've pulled it through the knot. You'll need a bobbin. We'll review those in a second. If you're making a multicolored string, you'll need a strand separator, and a strand separator is simply a plastic bushing with a washer on either side. That's just bolted together. I have an NW spinner which helps put down serving thread really fast. And I also have a tensioning device that helps me keep the tension on all the strands consistent. Let's review the bobbins. The first is the beater bobbin. This is arguably the best bobbin on the market, gives you great tension control, runs around $47 to $50. The cartel jig is really cost effective, runs around $17 and has adequate tension control. The best bang for the buck is the BCY. It runs around $25, has a nice weight, good tension control, and a slotted thread. Let's review the string jig. What I have here is a typical dual post string jig. You'll need two posts, at least two posts on one end of your string jig. In this case, it's very simple and very standard. You'll find a lot of choices in the market for this style of jig. It's two posts that are bolted into a piece of unistrut. In my case, I've added an extra piece of metal and another bolt to ensure that at no point in the process does this move. On the other end, I'm a little bit unique in the way that I've set this up, in that I've created an insert that goes into a square jack that allows me to apply tension to the string. And you'll see that that unit is also spring loaded so that we have tension placed on the string via spring. The first step in making your bowstring is wrapping the strands around your bowstring jig. The number of strands that you're going to use is dependent on the draw weight of your bow and the bowstring material you're using. A criteria that you want to look for when wrapping your strands is that all of the tension remains consistent. That's the most critical part of the wrapping process, is ensuring that the strands remain consistent in their tension. So to start with, I wrap over the top of previous strands around the initial post. Now that is on that post now securely. I'm going to use my tensioning device to make sure that my strands remain the same tension as I go around the jig. I'm also wrapping so that each strand touches the previous one. Again, on the last strand, I'm going to wrap that around the opposite post to ensure that that remains secure. In some cases, the strands are a little looser. The ones that I wrapped initially will be looser than the ones I wrapped at the end. And that's typically caused by minor flexing in your posts. Now I have a technique which will allow me to help balance out that tension throughout the strands. And this is why I use the jack in my string jig. What I'm going to do is loosen the jack and then retighten it again. What that does is it helps balance the tension throughout the string. So I'll do that, probably a dozen times. Loosen, tighten, loosen, tighten, loosen. Okay, that process helps normalize the tension between all the strands. And now I'm relatively confident that I have the same tension on each one of the strands. We're very similar. Now we'll add the second color.